Have you ever wondered if nuclear energy is as dangerous as some make it out to be? Welcome to the enigmatic world of nuclear power. From the heart of the atom to the power grids of our cities, nuclear energy plays an integral role in our lives. Yet it remains shrouded in mystery and misconceptions. Nuclear power. It's a phrase that can conjure up images of mushroom clouds, radioactive wastelands, and the ticking of Geiger counters. But is that the reality? Or have we been led astray by decades of sensationalist media and Hollywood fiction? In the modern age, as we grapple with climate change and the urgent need for clean, sustainable energy, nuclear power is more relevant than ever. But its relevance is matched only by the confusion and controversy that surrounds it. There are those who label nuclear energy as a ticking time bomb, a disaster waiting to happen. Others claim it's the only real solution to our energy crisis. So, what's the truth? To uncover it, we first need to address the myths. Myths that have grown like a radioactive monster in our collective consciousness, fueled by fear and misunderstanding. Myths that paint nuclear power as the villain rather than the potential hero in our quest for a sustainable future. Some believe that nuclear plants are simply accidents waiting to happen, that the waste they produce is unmanageable, or that they contribute to the proliferation of nuclear weapons. And yet others argue that nuclear power is unsustainable in the long run. But what if these beliefs, these fears, are not based on fact? What if they are the result of misinformation and misunderstanding? As we delve into the heart of the atom, let's uncover the truth behind these myths. It's time to separate fact from fiction, to challenge our preconceptions and gain a deeper understanding of the nuclear enigma. Because only by doing so, can we truly comprehend the immense potential that nuclear power holds for our future. So, let's embark on this journey together, into the atom and beyond. Let's challenge the status quo and see where the truth lies. Are you ready? Because the truth might just surprise you. As we delve into the heart of the atom, let's uncover the truth behind these myths. Before we delve deeper into the myths surrounding nuclear energy, let's take a step back in time. To truly understand the nuclear enigma, it's important to know its origin and how it has evolved over the years. It all started in 1895 when Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen discovered X-rays. This discovery sparked a scientific revolution, leading to the study of radioactivity. Fast forward to 1938, when German physicists Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann discovered nuclear fission, the process that releases energy in a nuclear reactor. This discovery was a game changer, paving the way for the development of nuclear power. The first nuclear reactor, Chicago Pile 1, came to life in 1942 under the guidance of physicist Enrico Fermi. Then, in 1951, the experimental breeder Reactor 1 in Idaho became the first power station to produce electricity using nuclear energy. This marked the beginning of the nuclear age, an era that has seen the rise of over 400 nuclear power plants worldwide. Today, nuclear energy supplies around 10% of the world's electricity, playing a critical role in our daily lives. From the radiations of Röntgen to the reactors of today, the journey of nuclear energy has been nothing short of extraordinary. Understanding this history gives us a foundation to address the myths and misconceptions surrounding nuclear power. It's a journey of scientific discovery, technological progress, and immense potential. So now, armed with this knowledge, let's delve deeper into the realities of nuclear energy. Many believe nuclear energy is unsafe, but is it? Let's delve into the realities of nuclear power plants. These facilities are designed with multiple safety measures in place, including containment structures to prevent radiation leakage and automatic shutdown systems in case of malfunctions. Compared to other energy industries, nuclear power has a remarkably low number of incidents. For instance, the hydroelectric industry has seen far more accidents, some with catastrophic consequences. Yet, we don't generally perceive hydropower as hazardous, do we? Moreover, advancements in technology are making nuclear energy safer than ever before. Modern reactors have enhanced safety features and are designed to be fail-safe. They can even use their waste as fuel, reducing the risk of harmful byproducts. So, is nuclear energy a ticking time bomb waiting to explode? Far from it. It's a carefully controlled, highly regulated power source with safety at the core of its operation. So, the claim that nuclear energy is unsafe? That's our first myth debunked. So how does a nuclear power plant work? It's a complex process, but let's simplify it. It all starts with a tiny particle, the atom. Nuclear power plants use a process called nuclear fission, where the nucleus of an atom is split into two, releasing a massive amount of energy in the form of heat. This heat is used to produce steam, which drives a turbine connected to a generator producing electricity. But where does the atom come from? Nuclear power plants rely on the use of uranium, a heavy metal found in the Earth's crust. The uranium is processed into a fuel, which is then placed in a nuclear reactor. Now, you might be wondering, isn't this process dangerous? Well, safety is the #1 priority in a nuclear power plant. These facilities are equipped with multiple barriers to prevent any radiation from escaping. The reactor itself is housed in a containment structure, a robust building designed to withstand extreme conditions. Inside the reactor, there are control rods that can be raised or lowered into the core to control the rate of the nuclear reaction. If things get too hot, these rods can be lowered all the way in, stopping the reaction instantly. Moreover, the entire process is closely monitored by highly trained professionals and regulated by stringent laws. So, while the process might sound intimidating, it's controlled with utmost precision and caution. With that, we've given you a peek into the fascinating world of nuclear power plants. A common misconception is that nuclear waste is unmanageable and poses a significant environmental threat. Let's delve into the truth, shall we? Firstly, the amount of waste generated by nuclear power is surprisingly small. To put it in perspective, all the nuclear waste produced by the United States in over half a century would fit on a single football field stacked about 10 feet high. But what about managing this waste, you may ask? Well, the nuclear industry has developed multiple methods to safely contain and store this waste. One of the most common methods involves sealing the waste in heavy-duty metal containers, which are then encased in concrete. These containers are designed to withstand extreme conditions, including earthquakes and direct airplane impacts. Additionally, research is ongoing into more permanent solutions, such as depositing the waste deep underground in geologically stable locations. This ensures the waste remains isolated from the environment for the many thousands of years it remains radioactive. And with that, we've debunked another myth. Transitioning from the topic of nuclear waste, let's dive into a broader perspective: the environmental impact of nuclear energy. Unlike fossil fuels, nuclear power doesn't produce harmful greenhouse gases or air pollutants. In fact, it's one of the cleanest forms of energy in terms of emissions. A nuclear power plant emits virtually no carbon dioxide, the main culprit behind global warming. However, it's essential to acknowledge the concerns about nuclear waste again, as it's a significant environmental consideration. As we've discussed earlier, the nuclear industry has developed robust methods to manage this waste safely. What's more, research is ongoing to find even safer and more efficient ways to handle nuclear waste. Scientists are exploring advanced reactor designs that could reduce the amount of waste, as well as methods to recycle spent nuclear fuel. In the grand scheme of things, when managed properly, the environmental impact of nuclear energy can be significantly less than that of conventional energy sources. It's another piece of the nuclear energy puzzle that needs careful consideration, and as always, it's crucial to separate the myths from the facts. Some people argue that nuclear energy contributes to the proliferation of nuclear weapons. It's a concern that holds weight, but let's clear the air. The process of producing nuclear energy and creating weapons-grade uranium or plutonium is vastly different. Nuclear power plants use low-enriched uranium as fuel, typically containing under 5% of uranium-235. This level of enrichment isn't sufficient for a nuclear weapon. In contrast, nuclear weapons require highly enriched uranium, with a concentration of uranium-235 at over 90%. But what about plutonium, you ask? Well, while it's true that plutonium is produced in nuclear reactors, the type produced, plutonium-238, is not suitable for weapons. Moreover, international safeguards are in place to prevent nuclear materials from falling into the wrong hands. The International Atomic Energy Agency monitors nuclear facilities worldwide, ensuring that nuclear materials are not diverted for military purposes. So there you have it. Another myth bites the dust. Nuclear energy does not inherently contribute to weapons proliferation. Let's look ahead and explore the potential of nuclear energy. As we venture further into the 21st century, the promise of nuclear fusion is becoming more and more tantalizing. Unlike nuclear fission, which splits atoms to release energy, nuclear fusion combines atoms together. This process, the same one that powers our sun, has the potential to provide virtually unlimited clean energy with no risk of a nuclear meltdown. In fact, Several international projects, like the ITER in France, are already working on making nuclear fusion a reality. But that's not the only exciting development in the field. Researchers are also exploring new types of reactors, like the small modular reactors, which are more efficient and safer than traditional designs. And let's not forget about the potential of thorium-based reactors, which could significantly reduce nuclear waste and the risk of weapons proliferation. So, what role does nuclear energy play in a sustainable future? Well, it's a complex question, but one thing is clear. With ongoing advancements and a commitment to safety, efficiency, and sustainability, nuclear energy could play a pivotal role in powering our planet in the decades to come. The future of nuclear energy? It's certainly looking bright. Is nuclear energy really an unsustainable resource, as some claim? Let's delve into this myth. When we talk about sustainability, we're referring to the ability of something to maintain itself over the long term. Now, it's true that the uranium and plutonium used in today's nuclear reactors are finite resources. But let's not forget about the vast reserves of other nuclear fuels like thorium that are waiting to be tapped into. Moreover, advancements in nuclear technology are opening doors to more efficient use of these fuels, potentially extending their lifespan well beyond what we can currently envision. And let's not forget about the potential of nuclear fusion, a process that has the promise of providing virtually unlimited clean energy. So, while we must always strive for responsible and efficient use of resources, to label nuclear energy as unsustainable is a bit of a stretch. So, the unsustainability of nuclear energy, that's another myth debunked. From Hollywood blockbusters like Chernobyl and The Simpsons to dystopian novels, nuclear energy has a starring role in pop culture. But how accurate are these portrayals? Often they present a skewed image of nuclear power. Let's dive into some of the most common misconceptions. First, nuclear facilities are often shown as ticking time bombs, ready to explode at any moment. The reality, nuclear power plants are designed with multiple safety systems to prevent such catastrophic events. Second, the depiction of nuclear waste is often exaggerated. It's usually shown as a glowing toxic substance that's impossible to manage. But as we've already discussed, nuclear waste management is a solved problem with proper systems in place. Lastly, the notion that nuclear power leads directly to nuclear weapons is a common trope in pop culture. However, as we've clarified, the type of uranium used in power plants is not suitable for creating weapons. So where does this leave us? The portrayals of nuclear energy in pop culture can shape public perception, often contributing to fear and misunderstanding. While these stories make for compelling narratives, they are not a substitute for facts. As consumers of media, it's essential to separate fiction from reality and understand the true potential of nuclear energy. Next time you see nuclear power depicted in a movie or a TV show, remember to question the portrayal and seek out the truth. After all, the future of our planet may depend on it. We've debunked 4 common myths about nuclear energy. What's the takeaway? Well, let's recap and shed light on the facts we've unveiled today. Firstly, nuclear energy is not a lurking monster in the shadows. Instead, it is a remarkably safe power source. The number of accidents in the history of nuclear energy is far fewer than those in other energy industries. Moreover, with advances in technology and safety protocols, the risk of accidents has significantly decreased. Secondly, the issue of nuclear waste, often seen as an unsolvable problem, is in reality manageable. Modern nuclear facilities have robust systems in place to safely store and dispose of nuclear waste. This waste is often compact, allowing for efficient management. Third on our list was the myth that nuclear energy contributes to weapons proliferation. However, the truth is that nuclear power plants operate with low-enriched uranium, which is not suitable for making weapons. It's a far cry from the highly enriched uranium used in nuclear weapons. Finally, we've busted the myth that nuclear energy is not sustainable. On the contrary, nuclear power is an abundant energy source. With the current amount of uranium available, we could power the entire planet for thousands of years. Not only that, but it's also a clean energy source, producing no greenhouse gases during operation. So, what does all this mean? It means that nuclear energy is not the villain it's often painted to be. It's a misunderstood hero in the energy world. It's safe, sustainable, and doesn't contribute to weapons proliferation or climate change. In a world where clean, efficient energy is becoming more critical than ever, we need to embrace all the tools in our toolbox. And nuclear energy, as we've seen, is one powerful tool. As we've seen, nuclear energy holds a lot of promise for our future. And with that, we've illuminated the truth about nuclear energy. Enjoyed this journey into the atom's heart? It's fascinating, isn't it? How something so tiny can hold so much power? That's the beauty of science and the power of knowledge. If you found this exploration of nuclear energy enlightening, why not share it with others? They say knowledge is a gift that keeps on giving, and in this case, it's a gift that could help shape our world's energy future. So, go ahead, click that share button. Let's spread the truth about nuclear energy far and wide, and while you're at it, why not click that little thumbs up button too? It's a small action on your part, but it means a lot to us. It tells us that you appreciate the work we're doing, that you've learned something new and valuable today. And that, in turn, motivates us to keep producing more of these informative pieces. But don't just stop at sharing and liking. Join the Brainiacata community. Hit that subscribe button and be part of a group of curious minds, truth seekers, and science enthusiasts. With each video we produce, we aim to challenge misconceptions, reveal truths, and stimulate intellectual curiosity. And we'd love for you to be a part of that journey. We'd also love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on nuclear energy? Do you have any other myths you've heard that you'd like us to debunk? Or maybe there's a particular topic you'd like us to cover in future videos. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. We read every single one of them, and who knows? Your suggestion might just be the topic of our next video. Remember, knowledge is power. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned for more Brainiacata content.